Chapter 1175. Farron and Elsa sneered, glaring at each other one last time before finally dropping the subject. Just then, Wilbur's phone rang. He glanced at it and picked up the call. He was greeted with the sound of a deeply happy, anxious Charles. "We couldn't stop them, sir. They've started attacking us." "You've got to be kidding me." Wilbur flew to his feet, heading outside at once. The crowd was shocked to see him behave that way, running after him and asking, "What's the matter?" "Bunch of old geezers outside are trying to force their way onto the island so they can do Zumba," muttered Wilbur. Farron said at once, "That's really something else. We're not letting some random people come in here as they wish." The spiritual air here was so rich that any outsider knowing about this would expose the secret to the world. There would be a great deal of trouble that came with that, so it was best to avoid it from happening. The others were pretty worried as well, so they all followed Wilbur over to the bridge. The same group of old folks were crowded on the bridge, shoving at Charles and the rest of the staff on duty. A few security guards were already on the ground and bleeding. "What's going on here?" Wilbur shouted, his voice booming through the air. It was only then that the old folks stopped in their attacks, looking over at Wilbur and the others. "How dare you hit my staff?" Wilbur demanded coldly. "It's their fault for not letting us in. They deserved it." "Didn't I already tell you that this is private property?" Wilbur shouted. "Who said so, huh? You? I've got the papers to prove it." "So what if you do? We'll have our evening Zumba wherever we want, and there's not a thing you can do about it. You can't just force your way into getting what you want." Faye could not help but shout. "Who's forcing who here? What right do you lot have to be taking up all this nice space anyway? Have you heard of paying for something to own it?" Faye retorted. "Oh, so it's just money you have. You don't scare me, young lady. You're going to grow old eventually, missy. Respect your elders. Forget trying to talk to them. We're forcing our way in. Let's see if they dare lay a finger on us." The old folks yelled their heads off, hurling insults and jeers at Wilbur and the others. The insults were not just personal attacks toward Wilbur, Faye, Charles, and the rest, but also involved their loved ones, especially if they were women. It was as if Wilbur had threatened to raze these old geezers' houses to the ground, and he could not help but shake his head at the sight. These old folks looked to be in their 60s, thinking that they were invincible just because they were not senior citizens. What a pain in the neck these people were, abusing their age to prey on the weak. They had even injured the staff working here, and Wilbur could tolerate them no more. He took a step forward, shouting, "I'm warning you now. You've just engaged in public assault and disruption. I won't be as nice if you keep this up. Mark my words. What can you do to us anyway? We'll sue you penniless. You're not sleeping well as long as you stop us from getting in there. Even the police can't do anything to us. We're not scared of you." The crowd of old folks continued to shout, hardly paying any mind to Wilbur and the others. These old geezers were convinced that it was their right to exercise wherever they wanted, and anyone who stood in their way was disrespecting their elders. Wilbur took a deep breath at the sight, turning to Elsa. "All yours." "No problem." Elsa whipped out her phone, dialing a number. She ended the call not long after. "They'll be here in 10. Wilbur nodded. "That'll do, I guess." Elsa smirked smugly. The old folks continued kicking up a fuss, but Wilbur merely let Charles and the rest of the staff block the entrance to prevent an altercation from happening. This carried on for 9 more minutes until the police sirens filled the air.